It's your boy, everyone's favorite. It's here for the common rest with the dad podcast. Chris Kadillak. And you know what? I'm drinking at Mo. I'm literally looking at him in the face, having a beer, and cheersing him every 2 seconds. You're listening to one of the best hot wrestling podcasts out there. So, hey,
All right, everybody, welcome to Drinkin Mo's. Your host here, Big Mo. If you're watching on YouTube, like, subscribe, notifications, because I've said it a few times. I'm going to Warrior Wrestling. I'm pretty damn excited about that. And, well, I guess I can announce it now. I'm getting my own damn ice cream flavor. So that's pretty fucking sweet. Anyways, I got with me today one of the guys that, when I was stationed down in San Diego, was part of my introduction to independent wrestling. Chris Kadillak, how are you doing?
hey, buddy, I'm doing pretty good. I've been enjoying reminiscing about those times in San Diego, man. Those are great days.
Oh man, yeah. I remember. I think it was the first one that I saw you at New Wave Pro. It was their one of their tidal wave shows, and you were in like I wanted to say a street fight or something. It was in the like a YMCA downtown.
Yeah, it was me and Johnny Yuma, right?
I'm wanting to say so. Yeah.
It was me and Johnny Yuma. Yeah, we tried to throw each other off the running the track upstairs.
That, the track up top.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that was pretty wild. I'm trying to remember. I think that might have also been the same night that they had that ladder match for the first ever Rapid.
The Rapid Division. Yeah.
Because I'm actually talking with one of the participants of that match, Rick Ellis.
Yes, Rick Ellis, and I'm excited to listen to that. I love Rick Ellis so much, man. That's a good guy, right there.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely.
Him and his podcast, the Random Podcast, they've been pretty good at sharing and spreading the word about my show, because I'm going off of word of mouth right now.
Right. Absolutely. And this is grassroots stuff where you're doing right now, and I'm digging it. When you become like the next Conrad Thompson and stuff like that, then we'll talk about these interviews.
Yeah. I mean, maybe someday I'll get to that level.
You never know, man. You never know, brother. Keep grinding.
That's what I'm doing. All right. First thing I like to start off with each of my guests is what got you started as a fan, and then what made you decide to make the jump into the wonderful world of professional wrestling?
I used to watch it every Sunday with my dad, watching Lucha Libre, watching like Pedro Aguayo and a bunch of Mexican wrestlers just go at it. And I remember like there's always, whether you're watching it with friends or you're watching it with like family or whatever, when you're young, you look at each other and there's always a moment where you guys are going to start fighting. You guys are going to start wrestling. You guys are going to start, right? Like who's going to kick it off? Like, so it was like a really fun game since I was like 6 or 7 years old with my dad to do that. So we'd watch it and we'd try to sit still for a little while, and then like I would either jump on him or he would just grab me and throw me, and like it was fun. It was a lot of fun. We tried to get each other and tap out. It was great.
Yeah.
But that's what made me watch just wrestling as a whole. American wrestling, WWF at the time and stuff, man, like I got more involved in the story, probably because I could understand it better. You know what I mean? I got involved with the stories and stuff. So like there was two guys, the main ones that made me fans, that made me religiously watch, were Shawn Michaels and Rey Mysterio Jr. I would watch them because they weren't always the biggest, but you know what, man, they beat the crap out of people, and I'm like, I could do this. I want to do this so bad. And because, well, I'm a good actor, and I was athletic, so I was like, okay, well, let me give this a shot. What made me do it was my wife Tiffany. When we started dating, I was telling her about how like, oh, there's a school in San Bernardino that I really want to like give a shot to. And in my head, making plans was always like far off, like maybe one day.
Yeah.
But to her and her awesome attitude was, why aren't we going there right now? And so she like really kicked me in the butt, like, okay, well, it was a date night. We were having a date night. And we weren't even married yet. We were having a date night, and she she says, "Screw it, let's go to the school." And I'm like, "Okay." And then I went. I paid my money. And I was from there on. I was addicted, man. I was a bumping machine.
Yeah, and you put on some pretty entertaining matches. I remember, that one like we kind of talked a little bit about that street fight at that.
Yeah, man.
The,
That match was a lot of fun. We had a blow
oh
up
yeah,
doll. We had a big old blow up doll. We had
I know,
everything.
man. That was insane. And then match that I was kind of bummed that I didn't get to be there for because of deployment shit.
Right.
Well, actually,
Like work.
I got some brain fart. I got some ideas and questions about that match in particular a little later, but that cage match at the final New Wave show.
Oh man, that one's a good one.
Yeah, I've talked with Andy Jasic and SoCal Crazy about that night, and yeah, they both love talking about that match. And funny story, I at one point got told by Andy Jasic that, oh yeah, no, we'll get you a free copy of the DVD before or of the show, and that was back 2012, and like he's told me why, but I still don't have it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's a shame. That match, dude. Yeah, man. Yeah, you should have a copy of that match. New Wave was your thing, man. You should have a copy of that
Oh
match.
yeah, the New Wave was literally my first ever independent wrestling show. I was dealing with homesickness, and I'm like, you know what? I've heard a lot about Southern California pro wrestling, and I just typed in pro wrestling in San Diego, and then this, I think it was a elementary school fundraiser that New Wave was doing right before that Tidal Wave show. So I'm
Yeah.
like, hell, I'll go. And I think Ryan Kidd was actually sitting right next to me because he was still doing training,
Yeah.
just training at that time. And one time he did a show up here in Omaha, and I told him that story, and he was like, dude, I've never talked to anybody from back then.
That's awesome. Yeah, Ryan Kidd, that guy. I'm proud of him, and I'm glad he's doing what he's doing and traveling the world, being able to wrestle. And that kid always had it, man. He always had that drive, which is really awesome. So every once in a while, we'll message each other and say hi. I remember that show because I wrestled. It was me, a triple threat. It was me, Locura, and Rick Ellis, and that match was so much fun. Like I said, I could wrestle like Rick Ellis all day, every day. One of my absolute favorite opponents, man. I love that guy, and just an all around good person to be around. And his Stone Cold impression is the tits. You gotta ask him to do it.
I'm gonna have to on Friday ask him to do it because
Please do.
I remember
he called me once on a road trip. Sorry, he called me once on a road trip. Hey, this is Stone Cold. Hey, we want you on TV on Tuesday. And I'm like, okay, bro. But it was so good. It was so good, man. I love him.
What?
Yeah, doing all that, doing the whole stick. It was great, man.
Yeah, I remember. Speaking of him, first time I saw him was at that same Tidal Wave show, and a part of his thing back then, I remember, and probably, well, not probably, definitely couldn't get away with it now. Like, he'd be walking in his entrance, and then he'd like hock a loogie in somebody's face.
Oh wow. I never knew that. That's wow.
Like, I specifically remember all of a sudden, well, two matches in particular that I saw him, he did that both times. And I'm like, please not me, please not me, please not me.
That's awesome.
But yeah, him and we've talked a lot about Padres baseball and stuff. Because, I mean, heck, I'll show you a little later. I got the Padres logo and an anchor attached to it on my left calf.
Oh, that's awesome.
My brother-in-law does tattoos on the site, so he was like,
for you,
"Oh,
that's awesome.
I'll do that one for you." But yeah,
That's dope.
we have some new wave memories. I remember one in particular. Maybe you can tell some stories on this. They were bringing in the KOS.
Yes.
And
kings of stuff.
and the night that you joined, I was there, and I gave you shit partway through when you were trying to talk about why you joined them. I was like, nobody cares, and you just looked at me and was like, you might not care, but you're gonna listen.
That sounds like me. Probably in a meaner way. Yeah.
Yeah, in a little bit meaner way, but yeah.
Yeah, man, the KOS was a great group. People all started by Mondo Vega. Mondo Vega, the manager and the wrestler. It was his brainchild. The KOS was all him, and it's just he wants it. His whole vision was it being like a blob, if you will, just taking everything over and just kind of slowly seeping in. What the NWO was trying to be and whatever, but he was just like, it was his brainchild, and we just we wanted to be DX/NWO, but in a very meaner sort of like high school bully sort of way, and like a very high school-ish, a very like cut to the core of you sort of way, and that his promos were fire. Him on the mic. Mondo Vega doesn't get enough credit for that, but him on the microphone is just amazing, and he knows he's good at achieving what he sets out to do, and that's what we wanted to do with the KOS, and it was so much fun, man. That was really my first ever venture into being a heel, and man, I never looked back. I be heel all the time. I love it.
I was gonna say that up until that point, I had always seen you as the good guy in the show, and then you ventured into that there, and literally for the entire rest of New Wave's run, you were KOS, playing the heel, and y'all did good.
Thank you.
You bring in, and this guy's still going. I know I saw him in the XPW King of the Deathmatch tournament. Terex. Holy crap. Man, for a guy his size, being able to pull off stuff like a standing moonsault, I'm like, what?
Yeah,
the first time I saw that, my jaw dropped.
Yeah, it's incredible. It looks even more incredible when you're laying down about to have it land on you. Like, oh god, this is really cool. Oh god.
No, not so cool anymore.
Once it lands, it's not so cool anymore. But yeah, when you're right underneath, it looks pretty cool.
Oh, and I guess we should maybe someday I'll get Ryan Kidd on the show and he can tell me about. And I was in the crowd for this one, the night that he became the victim of one of those.
Oh yeah, that match was fun to watch because Kidd was gonna bump like crazy. No choice.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Against 400-pound Terex, what are you gonna do? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And then you guys helped close out New Wave.
Yeah.
That cage match in that final show. And I know enough about it because on the ship we have Facebook when we had when we actually had internet, and I was able to, keep track.
Well, yeah.
And it was you, Terex, SoCal Crazy, and I believe B-Boy.
Yes.
One of my other favorites. I love that guy. But in like both the Rapid Division and the New Wave title on the line.
Yeah, first fall Rapid Division, second fall New Wave title. Yeah, that match, man, was one of my favorites because okay, when I go into planning a match, I don't like coming in empty-handed. I'm like the guest that you invite over to your home. I'm gonna bring beer. I'm gonna bring food. I'm gonna bring. So I come up with 1,000,005 ideas. There you go, sir. Okay, salud. Cheers. uh, I'm gonna have 1,000,005 ideas by the time show day comes up, and whichever ones you like, we'll do. That's awesome. Cool. So, but chat. Okay, a lot of people plan their ideas to get them the pops. Like, you know what I mean? Them they get the glory of that.
Yeah.
Oh, I plan it to take a sick bump or to hurt myself. Like, I always plan it against myself. I don't know why. Because I thought this would be cool, right? And I remember telling Terex, and as soon as I said it, everybody just stops. Like, what? I was like, hey, Terex, what if you did my cannonball to me? Let's set that up. Because before, like, because I do the normal cannonball, obviously, because he's not going to shooting star it.
Yeah.
I remember, okay, let's set up a spot where you finally get frustrated with me, blah, blah, blah. And everyone asked me many times, are you sure we can cut that out? I'm like, oh, it'll be a great pop, and people will want to see me get destroyed. So we get down to it, and I just remember he hip checks me first, and I'm sitting down in the corner, and I'm like, okay, that wasn't so bad. Here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes. And, like, what are you going to do against a freight train? You know what I mean? Like, there's no way to brace yourself. So I just...
Yeah.
So I just hold... I protect the boys, turn the 10, here it comes. Man, the next thing I remember, I was on autopilot for like a good probably 30 seconds after that because I was crawling towards the door of the cage, but I couldn't breathe. I had the wind knocked out of me. And yeah, of course, rightfully so, dude. But it was, oh man, it was the best pop of the night for that. Like, I was like, yeah, it was the moment I wanted it to be, and we all wanted it to be, rightfully so, you know.
Oh man, that's awesome. I need to get my hands on at least footage of that match.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. We gotta make sure you get that.
I gotta find out between you, Jastic, somebody. I gotta get footage of that match. I want to see it so bad.
I'll see if I can figure something out.
But funny story involving cage matches. Since we're on this, the guy that I actually ended up making my best man is a wrestler at the promotion that the ice cream place sponsors.
Oh, nice.
And he convinced me to go, and we get this is a whole nother story, but he gets me there. 40 minutes later, he's like, hey, I got somebody I want you to meet. And the girl that's now my wife was helping out at the merch table.
Oh, that's beautiful, man. That's a beautiful story. I love that.
But a little, like, this was probably a couple months after he is getting ready for a cage match at now Magnum Wrestling. Runs at it here. That they did do some showcase events down there in Cali. But
yeah, I wrestled Ryan Kidd at one.
Yeah. And him and I were talking, and I'm like, hey, what if when, like, you try to leave the cage to win the match, instead of, like, somebody goes and tries to slam the door on your head, instead of falling back, you fall forward and out of the cage, and boom, you win the match. And I kid you not, somebody got footage, and that's how the match ended.
Nice. There you go. You agented the match.
I know. I was like, holy crap!
Oh, you agented the cage match.
But interesting thing with that, I wasn't able to actually be there that night, and I have still yet to see a cage match in person.
Oh, okay. They're fun. They're fun to watch.
I love watching them, but I've never actually seen one in
Seen
person.
a cage. Okay.
That's like on my bucket list. I need to see a cage match in person at some point.
Absolutely, you need to. Yes, a lot of fun.
And speaking of that, there's a Pro Wrestling Revolver Sammy Callahan runs it. And a couple days before my birthday, they have a show in Des Moines, which is like a couple hours from here. And they're having this Cage of Horrors match. And I'm like, I might need to go.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. A Cage of Horrors. I don't even know what that is, but I want to see it.
Oh. Fight TV. I know it's going to be on Fight TV, July 9th.
You should go.
Free plug, Revolver. All right. Anyways, back to New Wave and that final show. What was the mood like going to that show?
Oh man, it was a somber feeling. Like everybody understood what was going on, and this was like a home to a lot of people, and this was like it was like the funnest place to wrestle. And so like everybody kind of had this understanding of, you know what, we can be sad or we can go out there and blow this place up and just do the best we possibly can. And that's what we did, man. Everybody had that big match mentality, because for a place like New Wave, you don't want to see it go, but if it has to, pull out all the stops and do your best. You know what I mean? Let's send these diehards home happy. And it was like I said, it was somber, but people got motivated. Everybody did a good job of helping motivate each other. That's one of the things I love about that.
Send it out with a bang.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're sad and you're not going to perform well, fuck that. I'm sorry, can I cuss? I apologize.
No, fuck it.
But no, like, if you're sad, you're not going to do your best. You're going to be worried about everything else. No, screw that. You know what? Let's beat the hell out of each other. And then guess what? At the bowling alley that we always had the after parties at, we're going to do karaoke and drink all night. It's going to be great. Like, this is, let's reminisce then, but right now, let's blow the roof off this place.
And everything I've heard about that show, y'all did just that. I'm legit sad I wasn't able to be there.
Oh man, I am too. Like, you shouldn't see it. It was a good show from top to bottom. Was great. It was amazing.
Everything I've heard about it, and okay, another funny story of mine involving drinking after parties. This was the night I posted about this, that I got to be special guest ring announcer for one of my friend's matches up in
I saw
North
that.
Dakota.
I saw that.
That night. That was the night that I actually first met Warhorse and the lady who now is Ruby Soho. They were both there, and we were all at the after party, drinks and all that, and they got karaoke going.
Oh,
and
great time.
Me, I'm kind of fucking hammered at that point.
What did you sing?
Here's the thing. It wasn't even originally my song. I go up just to be like, hey, what song is this? And then before I know it, somebody shoves a microphone in my face. Puddle of Mud, She Fucking Hates Me.
There you go.
I know when I was sober enough to remember that part, but drunk enough that I probably sounded like complete shit.
Oh man, you're not supposed to be too good at karaoke. Karaoke's fun, bro.
Yeah, but still, to get up there and do it, I gotta be pretty
Pretty
fucking
hammered.
hammered.
Yeah, I get you. I get that. I get that. But a little liquid confidence never hurt nobody. Well, I mean, it hurt probably
Well,
lots of people. You know what I mean?
if
I
for
shouldn't say that, but
some people's eardrums were probably needing some repair after that.
stop it. I'm sure it was fine.
Oh hell, if anybody can have license to make fun of myself, it's me.
Well,
Shit,
true.
I'm the guy that said, "Hey, I went to some amateur night for male strippers, and they paid me to put my clothes back on."
There you go. There you go. I can see that. I'm kidding.
Or I tell people, you don't want to see me dancing. You won't know whether to cheer me on or call an ambulance.
I like that. I like that. That's a solid joke. That's a good solid joke to meet somebody on and become friends with someone.
Yep. Anyways, you mentioned a little bit before we got to talking that you hadn't really been in wrestling in a while, like a year or so. You
Right.
mentioned some injuries. Were there like pretty nasty injuries, or just a whole bunch that just
Not,
piled up?
you know what? Not really nasty. Just like time consuming injuries. Like I pinched my sciatic nerve in my last match,
Mm.
and it's a nagging one. So like, unless I gotta go see a chiropractor soon, but I want to go get that straightened out because like every once in a while you move a certain way, move too fast, and then like I get that piercing hot going from my lower back down my ass cheek to my thigh, and like it,
Mm.
it's something you
Mm-hmm.
don't want to wrestle with. You know what I mean?
I
Uh, it's a
I
nagging
had
injury.
that. Oh no, I know completely all too well. I must have done something with that myself, and today it was exactly like I go to bend over to get my dog's food dish, and all of a sudden be like,
Yeah,
ow.
it sneaks up on you because like you're like you think like I moved that way a little while ago and I was fine. Why does it hurt right now? Yeah, it's the dumbest thing in the world. But like that, and then like
Mm-hmm.
with recent events in my life, I kind of like want to focus on being a better dad and being a provider for my kids and stuff like that. So
Yeah, understandable. Like I've mentioned with people that I've had come on the show when they've asked about, when I record and stuff. I'm like, I can record whenever, but family does
first,
come first. So if something
absolutely,
comes up,
yeah, absolutely.
but you ever see yourself getting back in there in some capacity?
Oh, absolutely. I definitely I'm working on getting in better shape and stuff. So like I'm working on getting my cardio back up there so to hang with these people that are wrestling now because there's a lot of amazing talent out there and like I never really got a
Mm.
fair shot. Someone decided that they didn't like a move I did and I never worked PWG again. So like
I actually was
so
I was actually going to ask about that a little later.
oh no worries, no worries. Hey, don't come back to it. It's fine. But I mean like I definitely have I feel like I have unfinished not unfinished business, but like I definitely feel like I have something to add or to teach. You know what I mean?
Damn dogs. Anyway, but yeah, no, you would definitely be a good person to, you know, teach some of these new ones coming out because, I mean, you have a lot of experience and not just in wrestling in general, but on how to put on great matches. I mean,
Thank you. Thank you.
I've seen a ton, and I've always been I've always been a fan ever since that first street fight.
I appreciate it, Mo. I really appreciate. That means a lot to me, man. It really does. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
But anyways, with do you like keep up with some of the current product?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Like,
I a lot of fun to watch.
what are some of your thoughts on like the current state of wrestling? Like, I know right now in the background I have Dynamite on,
Right, right. Well, I'm
and
excited for it, man. The wrestling business can only get better. And like, don't get me wrong. Like,
yeah,
I love the old school style. I love all that. I, thanks to my coworker who is one of my best friends. My partner at work is he's Candice LeRae's brother.
mm.
I work at his family business. Uh,
Oh,
so he got me onto like we're working and he has Jim Cornette's podcast playing. And
mm.
agree with a lot of Jim Cornette's views, but sometimes I'm just yelling at it like, "Hey, man, like times change. Like you have to stay with
Yeah,
the times, or get out the way." And so we have that
yeah,
conversation a lot. But I I'm excited, man, because AEW just bringing this vibrant young feel to it, and it's like, yo,
mm.
my mentality was like one that the old timers didn't really like. It's like, if you're not trying to be the best match on the show, then 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 what are you doing this for? But the old timers are like, know your
Yeah,
place on the card. Don't first match, don't be better than the main event. You know what I mean? And all of that, like, no,
yeah.
if the main event outperform me, why are they the main event? You know what I mean? That type
Yeah.
of thing. And there's a lot
No.
of hungry guys in AEW doing moves that will blow your mind, which is awesome because, like I
Yeah.
said, times change and everyone has to stay creative. That was my biggest thing.
Mm.
I wanted when people talk about me to be like, hey, I've wrestled Cadillac or I've seen Cadillac wrestle. He has been one of the most creative people that you can watch. I was the first one to start doing
Mm.
the shooting star cannonball. I was the first person to do it. That right there, just and that it's you have to stay creative. That's why you got to come to the matches with ideas and you know what I mean. Like,
Oh yeah. No, totally. And hey, I guess now I've had now two. Well, maybe if you can lump a tag team into just one, but two that have invented moves. You with the shooting star cannonball, and my actual first ever was with the SATs. And you froze her.
yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, you did too. I was like, what the heck happened? I apologize. It's probably my internet.
Yeah, internet can be a pain in the ass. But yeah, no, you with the like I said, you with the shooting star cannonball, and then my first one I did over Zoom, the SATs.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
yeah, anytime I see a Spanish fly done, and like let's say it don't end up helping them win the match,
Oh yeah.
I'll get them and I'll message them or like tweet them and be like, hey, so and so should learn how to do it like you guys. Maybe they would have won.
Absolutely, absolutely. The original does it the best, supposedly. But
But yeah, me and those guys get a kick out
that's
of
awesome.
that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, like I want to have them back on because I know they're going to be in. They're making their return to MLW here soon.
Oh, awesome.
So actually, I think that's this weekend sometime, if I'm
Okay.
not mistaken. but yeah, no, I'm excited for them with that. Um, yeah, my personal thoughts with like the current state of wrestling, not just national televised, there's so much out there. Like you can literally find it just about any day of the week.
Yep.
And if you don't like one thing, you more than likely can find something you do. And
Yeah,
if you can't,
absolutely.
you probably weren't even that big of a fan to begin with. But like with Fight TV, with IWTV, with Peacock, with Impact Plus, New Japan World, all of that, there's so much out there that like I don't know, for a guy like me that just likes to watch it all, I'm loving it.
Oh,
Like
absolutely.
the business is probably about as healthy as it's ever been with just a sheer amount of choices.
Absolutely. There's and like you said, there's something for everybody. I mean, like if you're an old school purist, hey, guess what? Watch the revival. You will love them. Watch, FTR. Watch, there's still guys like that. There's for everybody. There's something for everyone.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, you got promotions out there that like they literally do a little bit of everything all in one show.
You have
Like
to, yeah.
if you like the hardcore style, you can watch GCW. They do
Yep.
the
Oh
death
man,
matches.
GCW do some good stuff.
They do the regular, technical style. They do the lucha. They got a little bit of everything.
Absolutely, they do.
I'm a huge fan of them. I've been in talks with Kevin Gill, one of their commentators. I'm trying to be on the show.
Kevin Gill, hell yeah! I love Kevin Gill. Kevin Gill's a great guy.
I'm hoping here soon we get that worked out. I know. Well, who else I've seen on there? Billy Starks. I'm like, she said that just to get in touch with her in like June after like school and everything, and then that Pollo Del Mar, the drag queen that was at their San Francisco show. I've even had a few talks, but yeah, I'm a huge fan of their product. You got like Warrior Wrestling, who I'm going to their St. Louis deal, putting on great stuff. Like Will Ospreay is their champ right now.
Man, that's crazy.
Athena just won their women's title,
right?
And then that particular show, one of the matches I'm like, because I kind of like those big hoss fights, two big guys just going in there and beating the shit out of each other.
I get you. Hell yeah.
Jeff Cobb versus Jonah.
Ooh, Jonah Rock is man. I want to see that one. Jeff Cobb and Jonah Rock. Yes, let me see that. I love that.
I believe it should be on Fight.
Okay. Well, one of my best friends.
So.
One of my best friends, Shane Haste, just came back. After getting let go by WWE, he's teaming with Jonah at New Japan and stuff like that, which is really awesome to see.
Yeah, I've been seeing that. Yeah, no, there's so much great talent out there right now. Do you have anybody in mind that, like, in particular you'd like to, whenever you do end up getting back in the ring, like some people off the top of your head?
Absolutely.
Mind?
Absolutely. If I get into the shape that I want to be in and I'm able to go 100% and just do my thing, two names come to mind. And it was Shane Haste. I got to team with him in the EWF in the early days, and I would love to wrestle Shane Haste. One of my best friends in the world. I just want to see where I stack up next to that type of athlete. And somebody I helped train when they were little, when they were like freaking 11 years old, who's doing big things now. I want to wrestle Adrian Quest. Adrian Quest is phenomenal new talent, talented, not new talent, but he's phenomenally talented, and he is like, man, he's gonna be big. He's gonna be doing big things. I'm really proud of him, and like I talk to him a lot, but like he's somebody that I want him to retire me when I'm done with it. I would love to have my retirement match with Adrian Quest.
That
But yeah,
would be one to see.
he's definitely on my list, man. Uh, now, like looking at the indies, I'm a big fan of Tony Deppen.
Mm.
I'm a big fan of Cole. Was it Cole Radrick?
Cole Radrick.
Yes, I'm a big fan of those type of Smash Mouth guys. I love it, and I know I could. I could. I think I could hang with those guys. I can't say I know I can, but I would. I would love. I would love those type of hard hitting, like let's go hit each other sort of matches.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And let's put on the best show possible. Let's do it. You know.
Well, those are my type of matches right there.
At a boy, yeah. Man, whenever people would whiff me with stuff, I just don't understand why. I'm like, because I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna hit you. Like, understand. You're gonna be mad at me later, but you know what? It's gonna look good on camera. I promise you that.
That's kind of why I'm such a big fan of guys like, talking about Japan, Tomohiro Ishii and Minoru Suzuki. Two of my absolute favorites right now. I remember first time I saw Tomohiro Ishii, like, I forget what New Japan. It might have been a Wrestle Kingdom, but like over here, you see people do headbutts, and it's like, oh, you don't really see the impact of it.
Yeah.
But when he did it, you could literally hear the bone on bone, and you're like, ow.
Yeah. There's a couple guys that scared me with those type of moves. Like, don't get me wrong, headbutts are dope, but ow. Like, there's a guy out here. Well, now he's pretty much Tyler Bateman. Tyler Bateman would man. I've Tyler Bateman was the hardest I've ever been hit up to a point. That man, he was also a guy who was really instrumental in like helping a young Chris Kadillak understand himself. So he's where I get that mentality from of hit because I'm gonna hit you type thing, you know. But he was the hardest I've ever been hit, and I respect him for it because, man, like it made me a better human being. Does that make sense?
I can get it.
Hey, can we take a small time out real quick? Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Oh, sorry. Real quick.
All right. So where were we?
Talking about Japan.
I'm trying. Oh, Japan. Oh, dude.
One of my favorites in Japan was in Noah for the long. To me his best work was in Noah. Was Kotaro Suzuki. If you've never seen the guy, look him up. That man, so innovative. The way like some guys would throw kicks, he would throw the forearms, the elbows. Oh man, beautiful stuff.
I'll have to look that up and see some more of this stuff. Another going back to the whole sheer amount of choices. Noah's been doing some pretty nice stuff lately.
Yeah, I hope they get bigger. They need to be at like where New Japan is. They have really good athletes. They have really good people. So.
Oh yeah, no, I'm hoping for the best for them. I got one of my dogs climbing up here right now. Oh, no. Anyways, right now, I mean, one of the ways we kind of got reintroduced to each other on the TikTok there.
Oh yeah.
I haven't been on much as of late. I'm slowly getting back on there. You know, when things kind of picked up with the show, that kind of went on the back burner a little bit. But yeah, you had some pretty funny stuff on there. Thanks,
man. I mean, yeah. I don't know. if I think it's funny, I'll put it up and then I'll see if anyone else thinks it's funny. And I try it way too hard sometimes, but
Like, I remember, well, I remember one that I think you duetted of mine. Was I think it was Dave Chappelle. Was like, "What
yeah,
did a five finger say to the face?"
yeah. And then I got smacked. Yeah, man, TikTok's fun. TikTok's fun.
No,
I,
yeah,
I
no,
wish I wish Scorpio Sky would do more because I remember his TikToks being legendary when he first started it. Oh man, it was great.
yeah, he's pretty busy right now.
Oh yeah, but, being one of the best in the world right now. Yeah, he's pretty busy.
You know what is it now? Two-time TNT champion.
Dude, man, he deserves it, man. He's
Oh,
that man was a workhorse and so damn good at what he does. On a personal level,
Christ.
I love that guy so much for what he's done for me and my family. Like, it's a big issue. Like, if you don't mind me saying it,
Oh, no, go ahead.
Scorpio Sky was the reason that my wife had a funeral. Uh, I didn't want to start a GoFundMe after Tiff died. I didn't want to. I didn't want help. Like I'm like I'll do it myself somehow. I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
My sister decided to make me do it, so I got talked into it. And of one of my best friends, Mark, he's friends with Sky too. So he sends Sky the link, and Sky said, "I'll get this to the right people." And next thing I know, I've had wrestlers who've never met me in my entire life donating to my wife's funeral, and because of Sky, it happened. So that man will always have a very special place in my heart and in his family, and I love him very much for that. Scorpio Sky is one of the best friends I can make in wrestling, one of the best mentors in wrestling, but honestly, one of the best friends in life that, like, that you don't meet a lot of people like that would go out of the way that love you that much, and
Oh, yeah.
it's really awesome that he did that. So
Oh no! Shout out to him. That is awesome. I I remember when I first found out about that. I'm like, oh man, I don't know how I'd be handling it if I were you. And then to hear that story come out of all that, that that's
yeah,
nice that there were people there to kind of.
yeah, there were but many people, and I'm not putting everything solely on Sky. Like my buddy Mark, my sister Shandy, who, I didn't get out of bed for like 3 weeks, and my sister Shandy was at the house every day making sure everything was okay with the kids and everything because I was floored. Uh, but uh, but yeah, it was a difficult time. But I mean, I had a great support system. I had wonderful friends who didn't want to let me fail myself and fail her memory and stuff.
Oh
And,
yeah. Oh.
sorry,
But
my
yeah,
dog.
I remember just I didn't want to be like intrusive when all that was going on because I'm like, oh, I could understand, both ways and stuff like that happens, there's times where you might want everybody there. There might be times where you're just like, everybody leave me alone.
Absolutely, absolutely. But you did reach
And
out. I remember you sent me a message. I think it was either on Twitter or Instagram. But you did send me something, and I appreciate that. And
yeah,
yeah,
no, definitely.
seriously, Mo, like just knowing you knowing you from far away and us talking and stuff like that, you've been a really good friend and really funny and really like awesome, like TikTok and stuff like that. You sending me your TikToks and stuff, and I don't know, man. Thank you for being there thank you for being a good friend.
I know you'd do the same for me.
Oh, absolutely,
But
absolutely. But anyways, let's talk wrestling.
let let her yeah let's talk some wrestling. Um, some of the people that are two of the guys that are on screen right now, Keith Lee and Swerve Scott. What are your thoughts on those guys?
Oof. I love the. Oh man, Keith Lee is just every match he has, he does something extremely impressive. I love. I like if I was a big guy, I wish to be that good of a big guy. You know that's where the big guys coming in should aspire to be. Um,
Mm.
Swerve Scott was on my list before he got signed. I wanted to wrestle him so bad. I the stuff he does is impressive. I feel like I don't know. His style of selling is unique. I enjoy it very much. I like seeing
Mm.
and the character that he chooses to portray. I love. I don't know. I like the swag. I like him a
Yeah.
lot. Yeah, I'm a big fan of his. Big fan.
And Keith Lee, one of the things I like about him is kind of in that same aspect that we talked about T-Rex. Like,
Yes,
for big guys in their size, you wouldn't think they'd be able to do some of the things that like
absolutely,
T-Rex and Keith Lee are able to do. It's like
absolutely. I totally
your
agree with that.
jaw's almost on the floor watching those guys pull that shit off.
Yeah, absolutely. These guys are super impressive now, and it's a different breed of big guy, which is really cool. Like, you know what? You don't have to be all muscles and stuff like that. You can
Mm-hmm.
just, you don't have to be, and this is for lack of a better example, you don't have to look like Brian Cage to make it
Mm-hmm.
anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep. I mean, you got Keith Lee. You got, I mean, Walter Gunther, whatever the fuck
Whatever
you
his
want to
name is
call him.
this week.
I mean, he has slimmed down a bit, but he's still like, ugh.
Yeah, yeah. He's still very like impressive, which is awesome. Just have your work rate speak for you. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
No, definitely. And those perfect examples of that. Dang dogs. Anyways, one thing I like to do with each of my guests is a little bit of a speed round, kind of like you might
Ooh.
have seen on Broken Skull sessions. That's one thing I like to do. I sometimes try to tailor it a little bit.
No worries. Let's go. Let's go. I'm excited.
SoCal crazy.
Pass. No, I'm kidding. SoCal crazy, innovative, and fun to work with. Some of my best stuff was with him.
Oh yeah, I remember being a huge fan of watching y'all together, and well, as of late, him and I have become pretty good friends. Even had him on the show, and he sent me one of his shirts. I offered to pay him; he wouldn't let me pay him, and he's even said about when he makes his eventual return, he'd like to have me there. So I'm like, okay, give me enough notice and I can see what I can do because I
Absolutely,
definitely
that'd
want
be
to be
awesome.
there for that. And he's talked about trying to get out here sometime. And I'm like, hey, I'm friends with closer to one of the promoters than the other, but I know them both.
Right.
Um, Next off, you talked a little bit about him being one of your favorites, Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio legend, inspirational, extremely innovative. I mean, stuff that he did,
Mm,
no one else did at that time. Just a
yeah,
trendsetter, a trendsetter.
definitely. Can definitely agree with you. This one, I'm kind of interested. This next one, I'm kind of interested in hearing what you have to say because I remember a while back there was an issue with a cameo that you bought. Danhausen.
Danhausen. I love the guy. He made dude. The character's $1,000,000. The the wrestling is there. He's solid. The only thing I did not like was I made my friend. I made a friend of mine, my friend Katie. I made her into a wrestling fan. Like, see, I'm like, all you got to do, I promise you, you find one wrestler you like, just give everybody a chance. You find one wrestler you like, You'll be a lifelong fan. I promise you.
Mhm.
And she saw Danhausen, and she's like, "Oh, what about this guy?" I'm like, "Yes, that's a great choice." And you know, because she's into the horror, like the
Yeah.
Halloween spooky stuff, and like,
Mm.
so she loved him, and I was like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna get a cameo from Danhausen for her, just because those like we were supposed to hang out and stuff like that, and I kept flaking because of work, and I'm like, I'm tired and blah blah blah. So I wanted to say like, "Hey, my bad. I wanted Danhausen to do that." But what? But Danhausen phones it in, completely phones in this cameo. I don't know if you've ever gotten a cameo before, but
I
you
haven't.
you type to them like it's like 500 characters max or whatever, but you type to them like explain the situation, like, oh, it's their birthday or whatever, and blah blah blah. So he reads it out loud, and he goes like, "This is from Mark Housen to Katie Housen, blah 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 blah. I'm sorry for flaking, blah blah blah." And he continues like that the entire time. And he's like, "Okay, well, you know, catchphrase, love that Danhausen. Okay, bye." And I was like, I felt gypped for Katie, and Katie felt like, oh, and like it wasn't personal, and I was like, "Dude, shut up." You know what I mean? Like, but I mean, I always said that if I get to meet him, I want to ask him about that.
Mm.
Just ask him. But like, I don't know, like that. I love Danhausen. I love the character. I love, you know, he puts a smile on my face. I curse people
Oh yeah.
constantly. I curse people constantly. Oh, bro, absolutely. Like, instead of flipping people off in traffic, I'm just like, ah, yes. You know,
Yeah.
over. Oh, people think I'm having a seizure or something, but I'm cursing them.
That's the same thing I joke about when I say that I don't like to have people see me dancing because, the
A
whole
seizure.
not knowing whether to cheer me on or call an ambulance because they think I'm having a seizure or some
I get
shit.
it.
All right, next one.
Good one.
You kind of alluded a little bit to this promotion, PWG.
PWG. Um, the second best place to work. If you can make it there, it makes your career. So
Oh yeah.
it's oh, absolutely. I remember after debuting, I remember looking. We all Google ourselves and stuff. So for our egos, I remember looking at the message boards and seeing my name a lot of it. Like people were impressed. Cool. And I was like, I'm excited because my day job, I was working at the Home Depot warehouse at the distribution center. So I'm reading this
Mm.
during my breaks, and I'm motivated, and I'm like, I want to, you know, I want to wrestle so hard. And then Kurt Russell reunion happens, my third PWG show, and I found out that someone said I was too small to do a certain move that I did, and that person was talking to the promoter or the booker at the time, and they said that, and I never got booked again.
Oh.
So that sucks. I mean, but it's a dope move. It's a really dope move, and one of my best friends in the world, Ryan Taylor, took it very well. But like, it just kind of sucks knowing that like one comment like that will set your career back like years. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, there's
But
definitely been plenty.
it's the second
Been
best
plenty of
place.
examples on that.
It's the second best place I have ever wrestled.
That is awesome. I've heard loads of good about it.
Oh, it's amazing. If you like fast action, fast high pay, like high paced fast action, then that's the way to go. PWG is like it's perfect, and the live shows, being there live is amazing.
No, I've I've never been able to be there live, but I've seen plenty of the shows. I'm like, damn, I would love to be there live if I ever got the chance.
Oh, absolutely, brother. We'll get you back to California. Let's go. Let's go together. Dust people out.
All right, that'd be fun. All right, last little bit I got before plugging some stuff. Gonna ask you a few random questions. You
8 inches.
answer how you. Well,
That's my favorite answer to everything. Hey, let me ask
That's
you.
what she said.
It just go
Yeah,
ahead. I'm sorry.
you were gonna ask. You said you were gonna ask me some.
No, that was I said that whenever I'm asked something, that's my favorite automatic response before they can spit the question out. So people go, "Hey, let me ask
Mm.
you." Oh, Aiden, just that's the best fucking response, dude. Steal it. Use that. Watch. You'll brighten someone's
No,
day.
I'm gonna have to steal that one. I'm or borrow it. I don't want to call it stealing. Anyways, craziest road story.
I won $100 on a stupid bet in Oregon.
Oh,
Okay, so
oh boy.
it was a car. It was a Mondo Vega was there. It was me and like five other wrestlers, and or six including Mondo, and
Mhm.
we were driving to Oregon. The promoter was paying for the gas and the rental car and everything. So 17 hours. I did most of the driving. We're trying to get this rookie that came with us that got booked on the show to have fun. He's not coming out of his shell at all. And we're like, Omar, like, oh, dude, like, we got to do this. It'll be fun. Do this. No, no, I'm okay. No, no, whatever. And it's like, okay, whatever. So we finally hit where we're going, Portland, I think. And we got adjoining hotel rooms. So we had the door open so we could go in and out of everything. We
Yeah.
got like a 220 packs of beer and like we're having fun, just talking shooting the shit. And we're trying to get Omar out of his shell, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. So I pull out all the money I have out of my wallet and I go, okay, Omar, check it out. $35 and none of us will mess with you the rest of the trip. The rest of the trip. But you gotta run naked out the hotel room into the hallway, the corridor that we're in. Run, touch the wall, and come back. That's it. That's all I gotta do. And like it was like 20 yards away. It wasn't too far, but it was enough. Like if you're naked, that yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, "Nah, man, not gonna do it. I would never do anything like that." And so we're all looking at him like, dude, like, come on, try to have some fun. But then he goes back into his room and he comes back out and he goes, "What about you, Caddy?" I'm like, "What about me?" He pulls out $100 bill. Before he could say anything, I was naked, gone. I my ass running down the door, sprinting. I am running naked down this hallway. I hit the wall. Boom, turn back around. Dude, it's flapping in the air, everything. Like, people have their phones, or the wrestlers have their phones out. As I get like two doors down from one of our rooms, people turn the corner. People that are in different rooms turn the corner.
Oh no. Oh no.
And I immediately dive into the open door and throw a robe on. And by the time like I'm scurrying for the robe, I hear these drunk people yell, "Naked guy, yeah!" So I was like, okay, at least it wasn't like an old couple or something like that. And I'm like, oh god. And legitimately, dude, I come out wearing this robe, and they're like, these are drunk kids. And they're like, oh, that was funny as hell. One of them shakes my hand. I'm like, what? Okay, cool. But shout out to Omar.
Oh
He
my
did pay
god.
me. He did pay me that $100. So I bought my wife a bottle of wine on the way home. And the funny thing was, I kept that story from
That's
her. I kept that story from her until like 4 years later, where it accidentally came out. And I was at a party and
oh
I was like,
no.
oh, I'm in trouble. I was like, that's where that bottle of wine came from, baby. That's my craziest road
Oh,
story.
I oh I myself for my deployment I got two that I particularly like telling. One in Bahrain, we were at the club on base, and some of the British Navy were there at the time, and they're notorious drinkers. I'm like picture for picture with those guys to the point at the time the Navy was doing this, where informed they breathalyzed you. There was no way in hell that night I was going to pass that. The people I was with, the last thing I remember was we were at the back of the line. They're like, dude, go to your rack. We will sign you back in. So I'm like, okay. Because, yeah, there was no way in hell I was going to pass that night. One time we actually probably got away with it because we were supposed to be there for longer, but we were in Singapore and we got called back early. Me and my friends, we had overnight liberty. We got a hotel room. We got hammered. And I got told later that when they called us back, the person that called, I guess, was by the phone in the room, and they're like, "Oh, we need you back here by midnight." I'm like, midnight? It's already midnight. I'm here. I can't be two places at once. The guy hung up on me.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I love telling that one. All right. Another thing here. Next question. Favorite food?
Favorite food? I have two that I make all the time, and my kids are probably super sick of. I make a damn good spaghetti. I make a damn good sauce, a damn good spaghetti sauce, and then steak. I love making a good steak, a nice medium rare ribeye. Yeah, those are my favorites.
Steak for me is one of mine. I know don't have my grilling down to the point where I have it expertly where I can get like, oh, you want rare,
Gotcha.
you want medium.
Yeah, that's the hardest part to work out.
I have it the way I like it, and luckily my wife hasn't really complained whenever.
There you go. Hey, that's all that matters. That means you get it right every time, sir. You're batting 1,000 right now.
Yep. My other one, lasagna. I love lasagna.
Do you make it from scratch? Like you do boil your own noodles and stuff like that? Ooh, dude, I would love for one of you to show me how to do that, because I would love to make a homemade lasagna. I'm tired. Don't get me wrong. Stouffer's makes a good lasagna, but I would like to try to do that myself. I love making Italian. Italian food is great.
Yep, I've slowly increased the amount of stuff that I can actually cook.
Attaboy.
Like, I'm not to the point that my wife is, but I'm past the point where, like, the only thing I can make good is Hamburger Helper, and everything else comes out the same in the end.
Gotcha.
Like, everything else just turns out like shit.
Oh, you're getting there, bro. You're adding more to your repertoire.
I am adding more to my repertoire, so I'm doing okay.
Okay.
Doing okay. All right. Favorite thing to do on your days off?
I honestly, I stay stuck to my phone. I watch TikTok like crazy, and I'll indulge once in a while in an edible candy, if you know what I'm talking about. And I'll watch TikTok and laugh my ass off. Or like lately it's a lot of video. Like, I've been getting back into video games because they're re-releasing like stuff we grew up on, you know.
Oh yeah.
So like that Tony Hawk, I'll be all over it. That new Tony Hawk kit, yeah, I'll be all over it. Yeah.
I have that game on my Series S. I got the.
I want to get one of those. I got the PS5. I got the PS5 though, but I want to get the Series S for my living room, so I could put my PS5 back into my room. So yeah, I got my 360, or not 360, my Xbox One. over here in the living
Yeah.
room for my streaming services mostly. But yeah.
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff on there. I got the WWE 2K22 on there that my
Solid
wife
game.
actually for Valentine's Day pre-ordered. Like I got the NWO for Life edition.
Ooh, I did too. I did too. That's awesome. That's so dope, right? Isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it good?
Oh man. Oh,
Yeah, this year's leaps
I
and
love it.
bounds. Leaps and bounds better than
Oh,
2K20. Leaps and bounds.
you you know what? To be honest, I before 2K20, I had owned at one point every WWE title from like in that line from like the original SmackDown game all the way up to that I 2K19 and when I still to this day never played 20.
Oh wow, yeah, 20 is so full of bugs and so like glitchy and bad. Yeah, don't do it. You're better
Yeah,
off just stick to this.
sticking with and I mean I'm loving 2K22 right now, like especially like I wish with the My GM mode, like they got it to where you can get tag titles now, but
Yeah,
like you know how in the beginning you pick your like your male like the Universal or WWE champion or your Raw or SmackDown Women's champion. That's it.
yeah,
Like put in the Intercontinental, put
yeah.
in the
Put it. Yeah,
US.
absolutely. Every title. Yeah, I agree.
That would be my one qualm with that game. Like put that in there. But other than that, solid game. Loving it.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. I've heard you TV show.
You're breaking up. So ask again, please. You're breaking up. I think it's my fault.
Your favorite TV show?
Ooh. Oh right. Oh, I have too many, man. I love westerns, and I just started Yellowstone. It is blowing my mind. Yellowstone is freaking incredible. Um, I'm watching
Good
Mayans.
friend.
I'm sorry.
That one was gonna. That was when I was gonna mention the Mayans there. Yet
Yes, I love Mayans.
Froze.
Mayans
I
is
remember.
really good.
I need to catch up on that.
Oh, dude, it's good, man. Season 4 just started. I'm like 4 episodes deep right now, or 5 episodes deep. It's really good. But like I said, Yellowstone I love right now. Mayans I love. But Barry on HBO is hilarious.
Okay.
Have you seen that one?
I don't think I have.
Oh, Bill Hader, man, you got to give it a shot. Bill Hader is fucking hilarious.
I will do that. I got HBO Max. I hope that should be on there.
The thing is, like, they say it's a sign of like anxiety, and I have anxiety. That you rewatch stuff that you've watched before because you don't want anything to change.
Yeah.
So I'll rewatch my old favorites like Silicon Valley, or I'll watch Sons of Anarchy over and over. Breaking Bad, Dexter. Yeah. I thought you were gonna ask me my favorite movie because I was gonna be like, I have my favorite movie tattooed on me.
Oh, all right. One more favorite movie. I want to see this. Okay.
Tombstone is my absolute favorite movie of all time. I get teased. I get teased about it, but I get texts from my friends who know me very well. They're like, "Hey, it's on right now. Put it on A&E. It's on." I'm like, "Oh, sweet, cool." Like, they'll let me know, which is awesome. But yeah,
that's awesome.
I'm a movie guy. I'm a big movie dork. Like, I love Guy Ritchie, the director Guy Ritchie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love his movies. Like, he's my favorite director. Like, The Gentleman was really good.
Okay.
So yeah, I love all that type of stuff. I love the movies.
Awesome.
What's your favorite movie, Mo?
Oh God.
One movie. Don't give me this like, Oh, well, it's a tie. Don't do that. Just one movie.
One movie. Damn. You know, Forrest Gump.
Solid. Very solid choice. I enjoy that movie very. I gotta find Bubba. I love that movie, man.
Jimmy and I went together like peas and carrots.
There you go. Okay. Also, there's another question I was very curious of for you,
Okay.
Mo. I have a question for you, and I need to know this now that I know you're getting an ice cream flavor. What is it gonna
Yeah.
be? What's in it?
Ah.
Have you decided that yet?
Well,
Or
if
do
they
you get to
go with
decide?
the stuff that yeah,
Okay.
yep, no, it's been discussed. Um,
Or is this like a big
I
secret that I'm
told
asking for?
them, no, you're good.
If we gotta kayfabe this, it's
Because I've
cool.
actually told them, no, fuck that. I told them about how, I love peanut butter and jelly sandwiches with strawberry jelly, and then I said I do also like peanut butter cups. It's like a combination of all of that.
Okay. A chocolate peanut butter jelly sandwich. I get it. Oh, I'm with that. I am
So
so
yeah,
with that, brother. Oh my, I can't.
if
I want to try this. I'm gonna fly to Omaha just to try this. I need to. I need this in my life. That sounds amazing.
oh man, I'm so looking forward to it. They told me one of their locations is literally right down the street from the venue that the wrestling promotion runs out of.
Okay.
And I told them I'm gonna be there for the next show. So they said, and last time I talked to them, they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna try to get it all together and ready by the time of that show." And I'm like, "Okay."
Do you have a name for it yet?
Um, I've given them some ideas, but nothing concrete yet.
Okay. If I come up with some, I'm really good with puns. I'm a dad, so I come up with really good puns. So I'll find something and I'll send it to you. Okay, I'm
okay,
sorry.
you
I'm done
do
asking
that.
questions. I'm done asking questions. I'm sorry.
no, it's all good. Anyways, that is actually about all I had for tonight. I want to give you a chance plug your social medias if they're well. I know you said you don't really have any events coming
Wrestling
up
coming up,
because you're
yeah.
still.
I get you,
But
but
yeah,
hey, you know what? You could always
any
show
social
love.
media.
You could show love to one of the best innovators in the professional wrestling ring. Everyone's favorite, the cure for the common wrestler, the dad bod god. Chris Kadillak is right here in front of you. And my social medias are I am Caddy1017 on TikTok. Follow me on TikTok. Show me some love there. I am C4CW, Cure for Common Wrestler. See what I did there? Cadillac, C4CW Cadillac on
Mm.
Instagram and Twitter. So please, by all means, you're more than welcome to come and follow me and say hello once in a while and stuff. I'll get back to you. Other than that, right now I'm just I'll let everybody know when I get back into wrestling, but at the moment I'm just enjoying my children and working. So I work a lot. So yeah. But thank you, Mo. This has been a wonderful experience to talk to you in like face to face.
Yeah.
You've been a good friend for like the past couple of years, and this is the first time we're face to face.
Yeah,
This is
it
awesome.
is. Yeah.
But thank you for
No.
having me on,
Well,
man. I appreciate it.
definitely. Like I said, thank you for taking the time, and we'll see you around.
All right, brother. Have a good one.